Now, before I turn it over to Lieutenant Governor, I want to talk about a rumor. I don't spend much time talking about rumors that are on the internet because we wouldn't get much done if we did that all the time. But this one, I've gotten so many calls over the weekend that I thought we would just have to deal with it today. This comes in the category of crazy, ridiculous internet rumors, but obviously some people are reading it, so I want to clarify it. I want to clear up any confusion about the latest non-congregate sheltering order that is getting all of this attention. To understand it, we have to go back to March 13th when President Trump declared a national emergency for coronavirus. Following that, on March 20th, the state of Ohio and FEMA, Trump administration FEMA, entered into an agreement authorizing Ohio to apply for emergency protecting measures, including non-congregate sheltering. In other words, the federal government would help us pay for that if that was needed. On March 31st, President Trump approved a major disaster declaration for Ohio. On that day, the Ohio Department of Health issued an order to comply with the federal government, what they asked us to do, that approved non-congregate sheltering for people who were unable to safely self-quarantine in their place of residence. The order provided that sheltering in non-congregate shelters, in other words, shelters where there weren't a bunch of people, but single places, should be determined by the local health officials and based on individuals' needs. This applies to people who may not be able to isolate at their homes or those who are living in shelters, for example. Now, make it very clear, this order does not create FEMA camps to force anyone to quarantine against their will, as has been reported on the internet. The order was first issued March 31st. It was renewed on April 29th, same order, and again on August 31st. This order creates a funding mechanism to allow for federal reimbursement for those looking to create places for people to safely isolate or quarantine. Has been used in a few cases in Ohio. It actually has not been used very often. But in each one of these cases, we were taking this authorization from the federal government, the agreement with the federal government, and being able to provide space for individuals to use when they needed it. For example, first responders. Let's say there's a health professional and they are working and they do not want to go home. Let's assume maybe at their home is someone who has a health compromise. They're working in a COVID area of the hospital, helping COVID patients, and they say, look, I don't want to go do that. This provides them a place, a hotel maybe, to go, a hotel room, so that they can go, and the federal government will pay for that. So that is the type situation that this was created for. Again, it just our order really creates just a funding mechanism to allow this to happen. I am aware there are rumors on the internet that incorrectly claim these orders allow children to be separated from their parents without permission. Let me just say, this is absolutely ridiculous. It is not true. There is no intention that anyone has to separate children, but somehow this has been reported on the internet. No truth to the rumors at all. Families will not be separated. Children will not be taken away from their loved ones. And so having quarantine housing options gives people the choice when they need it of a safe, comfortable place to recover from the virus, or as in the case of our health folks, it gives them a place to shelter, gives them a place to be so that they don't have to go home and possibly take that to their family. Again, that's their own individual choice. So the bottom line, neither President Trump's FEMA nor the Ohio Department of Health are going to set up FEMA camps for anyone to quarantine against their will. What we are doing is making available a safe place for people to stay when they have loved ones that they're trying to protect and they have no other place to go.